4. It's a hot breeze. Kind, shalom. Want to do a double check our live feed, sound, videos.
I'm just waiting for it to pop up in the live.
What's the notifications going on now? There you go. You good.
GMS Chicago on air live too?
Yes, sir.
Just give me a second. Send somebody the link.
Wow, I'm Shay.
Wow, see? Hey, that lemonade make it work.
Shit.
I just see.
Alright, got 2 fingers.
Shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch of Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakodash.
double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work around the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations, among the heathens that look like the heathens. And to those few akwaf that are listening and learning, we wish you a hearty and true shalom. And as you see the name of the titles, Americans, not only is America hated, but Americans are hated. So I was just talking with a brother, and he was talking about how these foreigners were calling these Americans, some American citizens, terrorists.
Yeah, he was calling them
I'm
terrorists.
trying to remember who was that. You was
Yeah, it
telling
was
me that.
me. Yeah, 'cause
Go ahead and speak on it, brother.
yeah. So I was watching a video. I think it was TikTok, and he went in there to ask a question. He said, "Where you from? U.S.?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, you're terrorists." He said, "You're a terrorist." He said, "I'm not a terrorist." He said, "Yes, you are." He said, "You live in a terrorist country, the biggest terrorist country."
And there it is, and because it's true.
Hey, bro. This is where the lesson is coming from, basically. This is Revelation 17:15. And he said to me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes, and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. And that's basically these nations who they were. Matter of fact, that makes me think of Obadiah. Those that were at peace with thee. You got that?
Yeah.
Go ahead, real quick.
This is Obadiah chapter 1 and 7. And
Start at 6.
This is Obadiah 1 and 6, and it says, "How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him."
And that America's that bread that find those finances, the American dollar. Everybody's running from the American dollar, which is weakening America. I mean, we have not even seen hyperinflation the way it's about to get. With remember how you brought out the one video we did?
Yeah.
With that they said
Every financial expert, literally around the world, are all in agreement that it's about to be utter chaos and everything that is about to completely crash.
over 200 countries, I believe.
Yeah, 200 countries have abandoned the dollar, and some of these are EU, countries as well.
That's it.
So, the sentiment of the video that he's gonna play out, of this one Elamite, this Indian guy, Elam, is a sentiment that many people around the world have. All right.
That's right. I got one for you. This is Nahum 3, and man, I'm gonna just read verse 4 to jump down. Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and famines through her witchcraft, you start up, it goes through the war that would be here. It talks about the chariots, which they tanks and stuff. All right, they're going to build American soil, but it tells you why. All right, because they basically tricked the nations, man. All right, they took control over the world, and they did it by violence and then tricked them all with a deal, and they made a deal with Satan to get involved with fiat currency. And now the nations are pissed about it, man. They understand the U.S. dollar, for one, is not backed by anything tangible. And also they starting to realize that Edom is the devil. That's the biggest thing. All right, that's the next verse. Verse 5. Behold,
If I may add, then not only you see when you deal with the devil and his dollar, and find that you got to pay another dollar on top of that dollar, and then another dollar behind that dollar, nations get to the point now it's like, look, motherfucker, fuck you, I don't need you. Now these other nations have done. See, that's why they started the BRICS. That was at
2016.
Right, Brazil, Russia,
India, China, South Africa.
Right.
Swift
They
system.
started. They find a system outside the SWIFT because America blocked out China with the SWIFT,
Chinese had his own version of Swift.
and Russia with the SWIFT, and China was saying, "Hey, Russia, you can use ours. We can do ours over here." So they're running and fleeing this and corroding that dollar. Go ahead, brother.
verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast the bond of filth upon thee, and make thee foul, and will set thee as a gazing stock. So the heathens are, hey, they know it, but they was getting rich off you, but they come into terms with the fact you're the devil.
Yeah.
All right, and they're pissed off at the shit you're doing. You can't go around. Really, this is what it is. You can't go around policing the world, all right, in the name of you're so righteous when they see that you're a piece of shit. Now, the nations are still going to do business with you because you're rich. You're making them rich. But you can't put that Satan to become angel light thing out there without them now saying, well, you can't talk this shit when you're the devil. And that's what they're really mad about.
Yeah.
They're mad that you parading yourself around like you the fucking good guy and everybody else is the bad guy. No, nigga, look, we're going to do business, we're going to do business. Stop with the bullshit. And you oppressing the damn world. And they tired of having your foot up their ass, man. There's only so much motherfucking take, man.
That's it.
Can I back you up? Real
Yeah, even the coward eventually gonna fight you back.
The rat gets cornered.
Anything, any animal cornered is going to fight. A raccoon, matter of fact, the corner animal, they're going to fight more harder than they would ever fight if they were out in the ocean.
Yeah. I got one real quick, if I may. This is Psalm 73:20. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. And right, and they made the world like, hey, look, you're gonna worship the image of this beast. Okay, what I put on my media, that's what you gonna that's what you gonna believe. Oh, I say I'm this, and like the brother said, an angel of light, that's what you're gonna believe. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying, this angel of light, you're gonna believe it. But now that image is being tarnished and that image is being despised all around the world now, man.
Right.
And the scripture said, and what's that gonna lead to? Eventually you're gonna be a chase roll in the earth, man. You know, eventually you're just gonna be something hunted.
It's gonna be open season on Edomites wherever they are.
That's right.
You know, you remember that video a couple years back when that lady was
Checking them
chasing that
Yep.
that Edomite and her son.
Yeah.
I think they were from Britain, or if they were some Edomites from, I don't know if they were from America or Europe.
They were in the mountains.
But yeah, they were in the mountains, and the lady was chasing them with a stick.
You dog, you cow. She
Yeah.
said, you dog, you cow. She was about to hit her with the stick. And
You
shit.
know,
It's a good scripture. Duwado put up Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dwelt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Right? And that's why these nations are coming. Matter of fact, when you watch the video of the one guy from India, he spoke to you in the vehemence and power that you will see.
matter of fact, they both were from the woman and the guy. The woman is just a short clip,
Right.
you know, of the sentiment of what's really happening to America. That it is being viewed as being weak and fragile and falling apart, and that the nations can see that basically, man, if America was a person walking through the desert, the damn vultures are circling above.
This is it.
Because they can see that you have no more water. They can see that your strength is fading. And you know, and they basically just wait for you to collapse. You know, like one that vulture that was always on Bugs Bunny.
They'll start
Right.
as soon as they see them start,
Yeah,
suffering.
so the vultures are tying up they little napkins around their neck, they build and shit, because they wait for to America to collapse, and then you know, and the Lord promised the fowls, you know,
Feast.
This is Revelation 19, verse 41, read down to probably about 3. After these things, I heard a great voice of much people in the heavens saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our Yahweh. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hands.
Hey, that reminds me of that scene on Conan when basically James Earl Jones' character Thulsa, he made a speech. He said, your teachers, your leaders, those who have lied and have corrupted the earth. He said the day of doom is near. That speech was epic, man. It was real. That was before he got his head cut off.
Right.
Yeah.
But the point I'm saying on this is because of the fact that we seen this is the actual end, and we gonna be looking at this, and this is how so it's written, it's gonna happen. This is the aftermath, a scripture that's the aftermath of it's going to happen. So we seeing it as it's coming down the pipe right now. Okay? The Lord's going to avenge the saints, all the wickedness that this man was allowed to put in the earth and everything.
Yeah, because his not only with his democracy, like the scriptures say, he transgressive. All right, with wine, which is his doctrine. He got the whole world, all right, sipping on his juice, man.
Exactly.
You know, you got even like you got India talking, but they dressing like them. They not even in their natural garbs.
Exactly.
You know, you're right. He ain't have it.
No, that woman she wears a lot of her
Raps.
yeah, the sari, they call it the sari.
Yeah, you know, but these other nations, they believed in democracy, that demonic rule,
And now they
you
mad.
know, and now they mad. They
You know,
they
They
women
been
and
okey-doke.
they women and came up, and now you got, you know, especially in a lot of Middle Eastern countries, you got their women coming up, but all that's because of Esau. He didn't went over there and poured his sauce on them, man.
Yeah, and right. You got a lot of they women that are always trying to come to America or go to Western countries, you know, to get educated and get degrees and stuff, and while the men are still being at home farming and taking care of, you know, things like that, and then these women get westernized, and next thing you know, they got, you know, their garments begin to slowly come off, and all of a sudden you seeing all they nakedness. You know?
Hey, I was talking to this Ethiopian chick at my job, man. I'm looking at her. She just smiling, big old, you know, rump and all that. But she looking at me like, I want to do me. I'm like, where the fuck you learning that from? Like, what do you mean you want to do you? Like, what you talking about?
So basically, fuck my family and my customs. You're right. I want to do, you know, because a lot of Ethiopian women, Somalian women, you know, that whole so-called North Africa, Middle Eastern thing. You know, a lot of them still live the old ways, and you know, especially the ones who are influenced by the different Hebrew cultures around. You know, Syria's right there, and they, you know, and typically they wear modest clothing, and they, you know, and their marriages are arranged in most cases, except for the ones who go and live in Western society. Right. And then they get over here and they get corrupted.
Yeah, they
But
still
the truth
got-
be said, you know, joining onto Esau is basically joining yourself onto death. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read the scripture that the brother put up, Isaiah 13 and 15.
If you're gonna go 13, because there's another good scripture in there right around there, that they're gonna leave and go flee to their own land. That's right around there too.
Look,
So-
just
so
pull it up.
because they're
13 through.
I'm holding that right here.
Go ahead, read it, brother, since you got it, brother.
This is Isaiah 13, and I hit the point, verse 14. It says, "And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people."
And that's what the Elamite was saying in the video. That India's going to take care of India. They don't want to deal with America no more. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And flee every one into his own land.
Time. And then our DJ walks away, right? Go ahead, keep reading, brother.
Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Right. So you join with Esau, you're going to die with Esau. And the fact is, man, the Lord is getting ready to bring the hammer down on all these nations, but especially Esau, Edom.
Right. If I could give a quick one.
Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 32, I'll just start too. Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and who's modern day Pharaoh, Esau, Edom. It says, and say to him, thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art as a whale in the seas. Basically, Debo. Esau has been Debo
It's my body, punk.
5 centuries, right?
Hey, because you got to think about a killer whale. A killer whale, bro, the motherfuckers, bro, they kill shit. They wash up on shore. Like, you see that motherfucker playing with that damn baby seal? That motherfucker get to throwing that bitch in the air, cracking that motherfucker against the rocks, bro. That's actually some terrible shit to see. That's what the Lord is comparing this to.
You ever seen they call it boogie boarding.
Oh yeah.
A boogie board is basically, it's almost like a little surfboard that you surf on the close to the edge of the water. So basically you run and you jump on the board and you ride on it like almost like a skateboard surfboard in the shallow water. And you're right, the damn killer whale, the 2-3 ton killer whale will actually boogie board to the shoreline and snatch something up and take it back out into the deep. So yeah,
They're smart as fuck.
Yeah, they're very smart, man.
Because they're actually dolphins. That's
And they
Smart as fuck.
Right. It look like food. It says, thou art like a young lion of the nations, thou art as a whale in the seas, and thou came forth with thy rivers and troubled the waters with thy feet and fouled their rivers. Right. Esau, he's totally corrupted the whole world. Like the elders were saying, with this democracy, with this doctrine, with this wine. He's made people worse than they've ever been. It says, verse 3, thus saith Yahweh power, I will therefore spread out my net over thee with a company of many people, and they shall bring thee up in my net. And what's the Lord's net? World War III. Right? He said, this is my determination to bring all the nations together that they may reverence me, man.
Good time to play that video, brother.
Yeah, come. Okay, which one? This one.
The one with the man. Forget about her.
You cannot hit. You cannot hit. Does anybody remember that clip?
Yeah, I do. And then he smacked her. Yeah. And he smacked her back. How dare you hit?
Yeah.
How could you slap? How could you slap?
How could you slap?
How could you slap?
Yeah, he slapped the
I
shit
think
out
that's him all grown up.
and all the simps came and beat him down.
What else?
How could you slap?
How could you slap?
Right, I'm pressing play. Shabbat, because it's not real loud right here.
You're accusing NATO of being weak? What is India doing? I shall only respond to you very briefly to your unnecessary attack on India. I do not understand anymore, and it's becoming frustrating that any discussion regarding this war becomes a discussion on India. Well, I will say it one more time to you, Doug. India is going to take care of India. India is going to look after India's interests. And our economy is growing 3 times the pace or 4 times the pace of the American economy. More and more Americans are living under the poverty line. They are not able to make ends meet, right? And more Indians are rising economically. And please, this is not our war. Dove, you are the ones with the biolabs in Ukraine. You are the ones, Joe Biden's sons was doing all kinds of business in Ukraine. Right. You are vested in...
What the fuck is that?
Because America did not want to admit or talk about the biolabs.
Right.
And then when Tulsi Gabbard, mentioned it, they came against her and called her a traitor and all this other stuff. But she had legitimate concerns. She was like, well, these labs are over here. Yep. We shouldn't be fighting back and forth about these labs. We need to get control over these labs before the Russians do. And these are biolabs that are meant to make bioweapons.
That's right.
But the American media does not want to talk about that. Every time they talk about it, when Russia invaded Ukraine, when Russia invaded Ukraine, that's all they say over and over again.
Ukraine.
But if you
started
build
the fucking
biolabs that are building chemical weapons to drop, diseases that start with C or whatever on my population, I too would go to destroy these labs or go into this place that I can take control over.
That's right.
I wouldn't be shocked if they turn around and whatever they were working on, throw it right back at these devils over here, man.
That's right. And people are so hypocritical, man, especially in the United States of America, man. When you had the the USSR, all right, when you had the USSR, it was made up of states that was part of the Russian Federation, all right? Crimea, Belarus, Ukraine, and all those nations, especially that's all those.
Belarus is against NATO and the EU.
Exactly, because those were all a part of the original USSR. It was part of that, and they were all in agreement. Just because when the fall of the USSR and then the rise of Russia today, all right, it's just akin to America and the 50 states falling out and then coming back as 48 states and 2 other states,
and that's
still
pretty
next
much
to
what's
them.
happening.
Exactly.
And they was cool, but now you got people playing. Say if California fell off from the Union of America and then starts going in bed, getting in bed with North Korea, and North Korea goes put some nukes over there, and they start putting bio stuff in Cali. America's gonna say, ho, this is my back fucking yard. No.
Same thing.
Y'all hypocrites, man.
Very much so.
That's why these other nations have said, well, who the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Hey, as a matter of fact, you saying that John F. Kennedy in '63 with the Cuban Missile Crisis actually did that. Russia was trying to put nuclear missiles down in Cuba, and he was like, and they made him a national hero because he got right there at DEFCON 1 and the whole thing. It was like, we can do this anytime we want to, and it was like everybody bagged away.
But then America could go place garrisons all around the world, go in your home, change your customs, change your religion, change the order of your government. But then they don't want nobody to creep up on them and sit in their backyard. Russia's been sitting in your backyard.
Yeah.
We're undetected right now. There's subs.
Yeah, you can't detect it.
Russians are flying over America all the time, bro.
Hey,
What does Sarah Palin say? I can see Russia from my house. Pew, pew.
Hey, another point he made was that America's poverty level, man. Hey, bro, any brothers that live in the hood, you feel bad about living in the hood? Come to Iowa. Let me drive you through the trailer parks, bro. Let me show you how those motherfucking rednecks is living, bro. Bro, man, listen.
Like
you
that,
talking about poverty? No. I'm talking about they trailers are broken down, bro. Like, bro, they trailers are broken down. Like you walk through that motherfucker, this is beyond low substandard. This is fucking third world shit.
I tell you all the time that the majority of the people that are on welfare are Edomites in America. And the guy, we're going to finish playing this clip, but the guy says, he has the audacity to say to him, well, we've sent $2 billion. What have India done? He was like, it's not our fucking war. Why we got to send it?
He said sandwiches.
And I'm going to say this, man. If you stop sending $10 billion to them fucking fake Jews over there in Israel, you might have more money to send over there to the Ukrainians. All right? Stop supporting the welfare state of Israel.
That's right.
And then you have some money for America.
We have the Keystone Pipeline. We got
$10 billion annually.
We have we got the oil that's in Alaska. We got the oil that's in Texas. We got the oil that's in Louisiana. And when so-called Donald Trump was in office, we were using and building our own shit and our own reserves. Gas went down to levels that we used to have damn near when
like
we was
$1 someone.
Soon as they switched it on, and now this is all part of their plan. So fuck Donald Trump. Because he said as soon as Biden comes to office, gas is going to get about to bam. And yes, it's right. Now it's back about to bam. Now, and it's only going to go higher. Because without using our own reserves, they're in bed with the Saudis and so forth and everybody else. That's just driving up the oil higher. You're going to put sanctions on one of your biggest suppliers.
And then,
you know what I'm saying? But let me slap some, go ahead.
the Saudis don't even want to pick up the United States phone calls anymore.
No more.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He had a clip. The Saudis are not dealing with America at all. That the prince is like, fuck y'all.
That's it. Throw me under the bus at 9/11.
Right.
Glad it ain't going.
Yeah, they did that too. When it came out about 9/11, they tried to throw the Saudis under the bus. All right. So because stop playing, man. Everybody knows the Saudis. The 9/11 was an inside job to set up the Patriot Act. Point
You
blank.
cannot hit.
Yep.
You know? Oh damn! I smacked.
You cannot
How dare you snap? Go ahead and finish playing that, brother.
Shemai.
Accusing NATO of being weak? What is India doing? I shall only respond to you very briefly to your unnecessary attack on India. I do not understand anymore, and it's becoming frustrating that any discussion regarding this war becomes a discussion on India. Well, I will say it one more time to you, Doug. India is going to take care of India. India is going to look after India's interests. And our economy is growing 3 times the pace or 4 times the pace of the American economy. More and more Americans are living under the poverty line. They are not able to make ends meet, right? And more Indians are rising economically. And please, this is not our war. Doug, you are the ones with the biolabs in Ukraine. You are the ones, Joe Biden's sons was doing all kinds of business in Ukraine. You are vested in Ukraine. You are pushing Ukraine. You are encouraging Ukraine. And yesterday, your president went and said, listen, Zelensky, if you want to give up territory, it's your choice. Listen, Zelensky, if you want to break up your country and give a little bit of it to Russia, it's your choice. You have hung the Ukrainians out to dry, Dab, and how dare you question India all the time? You hung them out to dry. You're just saying, go fight for the last
over $2.5 billion of assistance. How much have you guys given? The whole world considers Mr.
We've given humanitarian aid. It's your war.
Aggressive.
It's your war. We rather give them food than weapons. By giving them weapons, you are driving them further down into greater difficulty. Biden is begging the Venezuelans to give him a little bit of extra oil, but he says that India is on shaky ground. America fled Afghanistan with an incompetence exhibited in frightening pictures of Afghans hanging onto the wheels of their transport aircraft. But he says, no, India is being shaky about Ukraine. This is his war. He started it. And he needs to take both the responsibility and accountability for it. America has absolutely no business attacking us anymore. When it is they who have provided the spark that's led to the bloodiest and most unending of all wars. America is a mess. It's a complete mess. And we made it clear to the Americans that the only corner that we are in is the Indian corner. By refusing to ally completely with a shaky America, we have grown in stature and re-established the core of our really independent foreign policy. There's nothing shaky about it. There's something very decisive about it. India will not clean up America's mess. They have littered the whole...
Yeah, man. Hey, what's that in Isaiah? A lot of scripture just came to my head. Hold that.
Oh, right here.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead.
This Joel chapter 3 verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords.
Can you start at 9, Bobby? Michelle?
God. It says Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
There you go.
And that's what they're doing. Now these so-called weak nations, these so-called lesser nations, they're starting to say, no, my GDP is greater than y'all's. Hey, we got a greater economy than y'all. Look at how many y'all all below the fucking poverty line. If you look at so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans, we make approximately $35,000 a year. All right, you look at the Latinos, they're barely getting almost to $40,000 a year. Native Americans around the same. Out of all the other races, you got the going up the totem pole, and he's not lying. You want to look at East Indian over here, and what they make over here, they're only one group beats them if they're not. If they don't claim them at the top. The only people over them are the Jewish, the small hats.
Hey, check the info.
Kankan. All right. I'm about to go pull that. You just put it in there now.
Yes, in the bottom.
All right.
Shit, a lot of the doctors, you go in these hospitals.
No, they're all. The East Indian. What they'll do? They're all doctors, all goddamn MIT. All. You talking about $100,000 plus jobs? That's what they go after.
Well, doctors is $1 million
Here it goes
jobs.
right here. Right, it's there. Here we go. Here's just the chart I'm talking about. Now they're gonna put the small hats on there because the small hats make this list. All right. So they're not gonna put themselves on this list. But at the top you see Indian Americans. Over $100,000 average. To average as a group, over 100,000 means you got so many making the millions that the small ones making less than 100. It averages out to 100.
Yeah.
All right, then you got to understand the mathematics. It's the mean. MEAN.
Moab, Ammon here in America, they're making on average more than the Edomite here.
They money circulated.
Yeah, China, they got a whole list.
Okay, I'll read down the list. It's Indian Americans, East Indian, $100,000 a year. Filipino, $83,000 a year. Taiwanese, $82,000 a year. Sri Lankan, $74,000 a year. Japanese, $72,000 a year. Malaysian, $70,000 a year. Chinese, $69,000 a year. Pakistani, $66,000 a year. So-called white Americans, $59,000 a year. All right, then you got Korean, Indonesian, and your so-called average American.
Right. Why is it two groups of Americans? Because they got white Americans, they got the average.
But this is how you know this list, especially when it's talking about Americans, that the whole system is wicked and crooked. Because if America really was what it stands for, what it says, you wouldn't have all these categories. Everybody would just be American. No, there's a reason why there's these categories, because they can allot what money goes to what groups and what sources and et cetera, man. This is just an evil, wicked council, man.
And also what's wicked about it is the fact they put average American, they put white American as two groups, because if you really put those two together, it'll bring the white Americans down even further. You do the average. It'll bring the actual what they're making further down.
So that also is telling you that they're not at the top. They're somewhere in the middle. And it's their country. You know, and so it's like, how are you not at the top in your own country? This is how you know, Salakia, that it's the end of Esau Edom, man. And then what's wicked counsel was, let me read the scripture. It says, then said he unto me, son of man, these are the men that devise mischief and give wicked counsel in this city. And now their wicked counsel is failing them, man. There's no more wisdom in Teman. It's like every move that they make, they worsen it for themselves and they worsen it for the right race.
Thank you very much.
Because I don't even think that all this is accurate and correct, because a lot of these heathens are having babies and marrying Jake.
Yep.
A lot of these people on this list. All right? A lot of them.
I got a precept for you. It's Ecclesiastes 4:14. Out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. See, a lot of the thing is, those that's at the top of the list, those are immigrants and first generation immigrants. Outside of that, these heathens that are born here, they at the bottom fucking too. All right, these Edomites that's born here, they're at the bottom, because America, they don't got that drive to do what those foreigners did to get here to become rich like that. Them third, fourth generation immigrants, those
and they get all kind of good stuff when they coming in.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, so it goes to show you, man, that Esau is, and that's why the left hates the right so. Right? Because you know the Republicans wanted to keep it where it was a good old boy system the whole time. The hell with the heathens, you know. But you know you got the other side that put all this legislation in place, trying to make it a melting pot with them on top of it.
You know, so damn dumb.
And it failed.
They shooting themselves in their foot. I gotta get
both feet.
It's Isaiah.
It's funny you say that though, Elder, because of the fact that, like I said, that they was doing that because that's how all them guys wound up with them damn corner stores and shit, because they was getting $50,000, $60,000 motherfucking
coming in the door.
Not only that,
they gave. I mean, let me just say this real quick. I know for a fact, man, that after the Korean War, a lot of Korean Americans, they gave them a house, they gave them a car, and they gave them, and I believe they gave them $10,000 in the bank, man. That's a big jump in the head start, man.
Yep, they did the same for the Japs.
All right,
in World War II.
They did that.
Reparations.
There you go. They
right
did
away.
that for them. Right after the Korean War, Korean Americans got those things, man.
And rebuilt
And
the
you know
cities.
what? Who helped America beat the Koreans? Niggas.
And get
And
niggas shit.
niggas ain't get shit.
Can't
They
go
didn't
back to the back
They
of the
didn't get
line.
shit. You know what happened to
They got some
World
heroin.
War II, man. Matter of fact, we all know about the bloody summer of 1919. What happened between like 1917 and 1922?
Right.
All those 40 something Negro settlements and towns that were burned to the ground, destroyed,
Right.
or drowned out, and they
Flooded.
put lakes over them. A lot of those were veterans who fought and helped America win battles, man. All right, but what did they get? They got hung, their properties taken, their lands taken, and they got right out of just pure jealousy.
Heroin.
And jealousy, basically just hatred and jealousy, because
Yeah, hatred,
the Edomites were angry that these people were prospering in what they perceived as their country. And now you got sand niggers prospering in your country.
Yep.
And you can't do shit about it.
Sand niggas and yellow niggas.
With sand
This
niggas, sand
This
niggas.
Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And this is what Esau has done. They made it so expensive to get schooling, medical schooling. All right, they took the jobs, they outsourced everything. These heathens over there are making bank doing those jobs, sending their kids to get good schooling. They come over here to America, get good bank, go to the top of the list, just now to build their country. They send money back home, and now they're ready to do what? Like the India said, we're gonna worry about India. All right, they're ready to go back to their own shit, man. Esau has literally destroyed themselves with their so-called wisdom. That greed has destroyed Edom, as it says in Sirach. That's his punishment. Him going upon his belly. All right, that's his own. Him being jealous of himself, never being satisfied. That's his own recompense. All right, so Esau has destroyed himself.
It says the meat in his bowels is turned.
Yeah.
Hey, you swallowed down riches, and now you gotta vomit them up, bro. They had a fucking band called Jimmy Eat's World, man. This nigga, these motherfuckers try to swallow the whole planet. Now the Lord hitting you in your stomach, bro, caught you in the fucking hallway and shit. Going to your locker.
Really caught you at the locker.
Got you
I'm
off.
good. That whole lunch, that fucking bogus ass pizza, the mozz and shit. All that shit
The
come.
funny thing is that these heathens are using the same tools Esau used.
They've laid a
They're using
wound
it
under
back
them.
on them.
That's why they like to change things. It's just like for example, when chapter 7 and chapter 11 bankruptcy became, when Jake started doing it, Esau began to change the laws, because for generations Edomites would declare chapter 7, chapter 11, keep their house, their car, and all their belongings, and then get a clean slate, a new, fresh credit line, and just start all over again. And Jake wasn't able to do that, man. And when soon as Jake started doing it, they changed the laws.
They did it for college too. Esau would get their degrees, they would get their masters, and they would be in student loan debt, and they would declare bankruptcy after they got that good job, and they would get a clean fucking slate, and generational wealth gets passed down.
Come on,
But and that they made it to where
And
you
they
can't.
outlawed it. Now you can't do it.
Let's
Yeah,
step
you
this
can't
up
do it
even
anymore.
a bigger debt than that. Hey, Trump took over government housing that his daddy built, and the company that was built behind it run his shit into billions of dollars worth of fucking debt, and then declare bankruptcy on it. And when he ran for president, they wanted to see his taxes and everything else. And they said, hold on, but didn't you declare bankruptcy how many times? He said, was it legal?
Facts. That's why he's the GOAT.
Trump.
That's why he's the GOAT. I got a quick two. This is Job 20 and 18. That which he labored for, he shall restore, and not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution
That's
be.
one of my favorite scriptures, because he said, according to his substance, which is all his
Everything.
shit. All. You talking about
His being.
Man, his being, all his shit. All right, you're talking about all the gold that they took out of 9/11 from the vaults, to all the stuff in Fort Knox, was damn near empty now, to all.
No, Fort Knox is empty. It is.
Well, evidence of that is when the Chinese asked for their gold back and they sent them tons. You had the top layer was gold, but everything under it As if the Chinese weren't gonna do a test.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you
Especially
send me
the
a
amount of
crate,
money that
you send
much.
me crates of gold, man. You think
Gold
I'm just
plate.
gonna open it, look at the
Gold
top,
plate.
and, and be like, yeah, no, they gonna test this shit,
That's
man.
it. Right.
Send me gold plated
Is that-
bars.
This is Isaiah 14 and 16. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners?"
Now the funny thing is, I heard China not too long ago say, "Hey, America talking all the shit about humanitarian shit, but they still got these niggas over there." Mahmoud Ahmadinejad said the same thing. He said it for years.
Duarte
America talking
said
all
the
this
same
shit.
thing.
Duarte said it in Philippines. He did say the same thing.
Russia
A
said
lot
it
of
too.
different these nations said,
Hitler
"Hey,
said it.
who?"
In Mein Kampf.
Yeah, the con.
The Mein Kampf
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
He said the same thing. He said, but he said you got the
He
Israelites.
said they got the Jews.
You got the Jews.
You got the Jews.
Nigga, you said you
He said
offered
the
a
Jews.
direct challenge against the Most High.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know, they try to say that that's disinformation and the book isn't real.
That's
That's what, and the same thing they do with the book The Learned Elders of Zion. Yeah, they try to do about the 13th tribe. They said that no, well they said that Arthur Costa was loony or something.
And
They tried
to
to
sign
say-
a new book deal, but he gonna kill himself.
Yeah, exactly. Him and his wife.
Right.
Because they
Here's a new $1 deal.
because they both came out that 4-story London condo to the concrete.
Right.
Collectively.
We got a new deal. We're rich.
Yeah, so they held hands and jumped to their death.
Right.
And, you know, the one that they got hung by their feet by the Mossad, that did not happen.
There's nothing to see
There's
here.
no way that they both fell to their death head first. But anyway, you're right. There's nothing to see here. Move on.
Right.
All right. But these people are just liars, man.
That's right.
They complete and total liars, and they
Not
try
very-
to
not
try
very
to
good at it.
they tried to discredit what's that book? The Learned Elders of Zion. That book. They tried to. They said, "Oh, this was just slanders." That so whoever the author of this wrote all this stuff to just to slander the Jewish people.
Well,
But when you read the content of the book, it's basically their whole playbook.
It's happening now.
It's happening now, and everything that they've done, and everything that they're doing now. So, you know.
And you still got the Isaiah 14?
Yes, sir.
Can you just jump up to verse 5 and read down some?
Absolutely.
That's my pleasure.
And then get Jeremiah 4 and 10, because they just made bear, man.
That's right. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 5. Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke.
With the what?
With a continual stroke. With a continual stroke.
Don't you think all these other nations start feeling that shit? It's like this. If I'm the big guy and I'm doing my dirt, you helping everybody doing it, I'm keep getting a lion's share, motherfuckers keep getting pennies. So after a while, motherfuckers like start looking at you like, what the fuck, nigga? You beat the people down. You go ahead and drop weapons over here. You go drop weapons over there. You go ahead on and do this. And you go kill this person, kill that. Putin was like, and I got pictures of Putin kicking with the bushes at one point and all smiles. But then right after that, the Gaddafi shit and so forth, his rhetoric was changing. So, well, I don't know why they did that. That's not fair. You're a stink in the nose of these other nations now for all the shit that you do and all the lies that's been one on the top of the other, on top of the level. You're so fucking exposed being that nasty ass whore, man.
Hey, look, when it's funny that you say that because when he made that and they started talking about that they was going to march down on Saddam Hussein and Iraq like that, that's like that would be like you saying you go when y'all was much younger and whatnot, and you had that strength greater than your brother Yaki here. You saying you go beat up Yaki? It's like I ain't got nothing to do with that. So that was the same thing when they said they was marching down. They propped Saddam Hussein up in the first place. So when they said they was marching down on him because of weapons of mass destruction, that's why Putin was like,
which was a complete and total lie.
how the fuck you gonna do that? That's the nigga you propped up.
They were marching down on him because he was trying to unite the northern African countries. Matter of fact, he was working with a lot of the African countries were ready to deal with him, and deal with a currency backed by gold.
Uh-huh.
That's what Gaddafi was trying to do, and that's when they decided to demonize it. Point blank, period.
Saddam Hussein, all that.
Saddam Hussein, the same thing. You know, and that was part of their plan of getting all the Middle Eastern countries.
See, but do you know how that's a negative effect?
Because they lied about the weapons of mass destruction.
Facts.
Never found them, and what's his name?
They found
Colin Powell testified before the Congress, and basically he lied. You know, and he died a hero. He should have died, you know, a damn traitor who perjured himself before the federal treason.
See, but just imagine that these other countries who got these leaders who see a track record, they say, oh, they play build us. Saddam, man, they cool. And then they got murdered. Oh, Gaddafi, oh, they kick it. Oh, shit, cool. And then they come up to you saying, yes, let's make a deal. They be like, he set my ass up just to go get my ass too. And now these motherfuckers are saying, no, I'm not fucking with you no more, man.
They tried to do it to Assad because Assad wasn't. But that goes to show, because the scripture says, when thou cease to spoil, then thou shalt be spoiled.
Yeah,
they weren't expecting no fight from Assad like they did.
I gotta finish this. This is Isaiah 14:6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. They had that shit coming.
Yeah, they all got that mindset to Isaiah 13. They're gonna go to their own nation. They're all building up their own economies now. Which is still going to the hands of Esau because it's still the IMF.
Right.
All right, but the Lord is playing chess here, man. It's taking down America is the first biggest step, and it ends with all the nations being destroyed.
Yep.
Right? They don't say that. But they're in their minds, look, we're gonna strengthen our economy. We're gonna do this. And fuck, they ready to say fuck this place. They use you up. They use you up and they through. It's more than Isaiah.
I got it. This is Isaiah 14:7.
We're gonna read to like 11, I think.
Is there?
Yep.
It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us.
Right, because Esau doesn't just rule and get rich and then make business deals with you. He forced you into these deals, and even his allies, he fucked you over.
Yeah.
He played the whole police the world for the longest, then get on stage and say America first. That's madness. Go ahead.
It says, verse 9, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. So like hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
One more.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
My bad, one more.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
And that's what the Elamite was saying, man. We're raising up, we're increasing the riches while your country is going through the shit. The poverty is an all-time high. So the nations are seeing how weak you are. Nations are seeing how poor you are. And if you are poor in your own country, you're not fit to run the world.
Yeah,
all right? And now they're not listening to you anymore. You're weak now.
Yeah, exactly.
And
You're
now
not
they
even
ready
the
to
top
spoil
earner.
your ass.
You're not even the top earner in your own country, bro.
That's right.
and then on your false scale that you gave yourself higher than what you really are.
That's it. Right.
All right.
You're a third world country economically with a superpower arsenal. That's all it is.
Right. You still right because you just haven't lost. You still got your guns. That's all it was. You was loaded. You was packing, and now you lost everything. And the only thing you got left is your sword, and that's how we know that Esau is going to use his sword. He's going to try to get everything back. Go ahead and read those couple scriptures about this shot.
He got
There's some more of that. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14:11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
So this place is decayed, man. It's a wrap.
Yeah, didn't the woman say that in the video? We never played it. She said it's a decaying power.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era.
It's really brief too.
Yeah.
It says you shall inherit dung and worms.
You know, and worms is associated with death, decay.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Corrosion, right. This is from the brother Yasharallah Maria Pasata. Joel 20:26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
I actually used that scripture earlier today in the lesson. Go ahead.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. That's beautiful.
And then the heaven being is basically, through the internet, and through the internet, which was used to reveal his iniquity, was the mouth of the prophets, man.
Yeah,
right?
I got
The heavy lift.
Somebody read George, and somebody get that Second Ezra. Second Thessalonians 2:8.
I got you. This is Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Howl, ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And this is the Lord showing you that the Babylon, this is the fall of Babylon and its financial system, the stock market, man. Anyone goes into the word fish gate, even you go into the Strongs, it's going to tell you it goes back into a market, all right? And the fish gate was where they would sell fish at. If you go to this other gate, you might sell this or whatever, where it's at different gates, there will be basically a marketplace. All right. So when it said there will be a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills, and that howling made me think of what you were doing with Avery. And only I can do is imagine what you did at the house with him when you referenced in the line that they with the cry. It's see when you howl, when you cry, it's different from It's different. Now when you howl, is when you lose every motherfucker. Cry, you just a little sad. Howling, you have lost it all. The great crashing from the hills is from the hills is the governments, the different markets from over when America stock market crashes, it's going to ripple over to London markets. It's going to ripple over to the Taipei and all what do they call these goddamn fucking markets, man? Yeah,
you know what? When this whole C word thing, I'm still nervous about saying it sometimes, but the whole C word thing hit, the suicide rate.
That's right.
Went up extremely high, especially among whites.
Absolutely.
Right? And they were already committing suicide because of the opioids. So the opioids they already had a problem. Remember, you lost 40 million white young adults in the last 20-year period. You lost 40 million, man. That's another reason why the numbers are so low. They're not having a lot of children because a lot of the people that were at baby making age were offing themselves or dying from opioid-related suicides and deaths. And so now when this lockdown hit, and people just got so depressed, suicides went through the roof across all races, but it increased so much more with the Edomites.
They ain't built for
this next thing. They ain't built for struggle, man. All right. This next thing that's gonna hit. That's you're gonna have another mass suicide on top of all the other chaos that's gonna be going on.
Right. We were just talking about Arthur Koestler, how they tried to say he jumped off the. Well, you could have motherfuckers doing that for real.
Yeah.
Hey, when those 08, you had the 08 collapse. Motherfuckers was holding hands, making suicide pacts.
We watched lots of videos on the YouTube with them. Edomites jumping to them deaths. Remember that one in New York that jumped and bounced and hit and exploded. Body bounced back in there about 3 or 4 feet.
They go wind up putting up. They gonna be putting up signs talking about watch the Edomites fall, like falling ice,
falling people.
Hey, well, they had this building.
Beware, warning, Edomites falling.
Hey, they had a building in China, right? Because they were overworking them and shit. They put nets around the fucking building, so they couldn't kill themselves, right? But I got a scripture real quick.
Psych.
You're back. You're right. Hey, that shit bouncing right back into your cubicle and shit.
Right back into
Hey, can I bring this out real quick?
Bring it up.
This is James 5:1, just to back up the elder, right? Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, like the elder was saying, howling, weeping, howling. Hey, those nations that have invested, because like the brother said, the brother Saint Benji said, you're gonna go down too because all of you guys still are attached to this fucking. You drank that wine, bro. Once you drank that shit, nigga, you can't back yourself up from that.
Just like the people who cook the sauce.
Yeah.
All right, you got hold on, Pops. You got all these people that are sick and collapsing still.
Yeah.
Then but they're not talking about it as if that data didn't come out, and lots of data didn't come out to saying how they're expecting mass deaths from all the people who took the sauce, man.
That's it.
And especially the people who took it 3 times or more.
Because
the way it was broke down, from the way the doctors broke it down, everybody that took it is going to have issues. You know, and the more you took, the more severe it's going to be. So these people are finished. And guess what? Millions upon millions of people took that shit worldwide. So they've achieved their depopulation.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
Right?
It's funny you say that.
It's begun.
It's funny you say that. I went back to work and a woman asked me that and whatnot because she took it, and when she asked me, they let you go because you didn't. I'm like, yeah. She was like, I'm so proud of you.
Hey, guess what? Hey, and look, bro. Hey, look, Akim. Look, we the guys who motherfucking didn't take the juice, man. All right.
Right.
So Matt, and we can feel good about that and watch how you motherfuckers look stupid and drop dead. Guess what? It's gonna be even more so when that MOTB comes out.
Because the same way that people. These nations are believed have like this Indian guy was so irate and angry. That the same people are because they're just blocking it, but people feel the same way about the the sauce.
Yeah, I still got a little bit more. This is James 5:1. Go to you now, you rich men. Weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. So that's one thing. That's another charge out of because you done. The Lord's finna throw the book at you, nigga. All right, but that's gonna be one of the charges, right? And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, right? And that's the Fort Knox. Hey, in Wisdom of Solomon 5:23. It says, because of ill dealings shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. You've dealt ill. It says, upon whom has not that wickedness passed continually? Who have you not fucked over? Hey. You don't have, and that's why I say all the time that NATO is like meeting a chick at the bar and smashing and hoping her to call you back, man.
It's the mafia. It's the mafia. NATO the mafia, and they extorting all of these other nations. NATO ain't nothing but a big extortion ring.
But see, the thing is, we're at a point where it's all lip service
and
now.
all them small-headed do is come in and sexually traffic, rape women and traffic children and women and shit.
Yeah.
That's all they damn do.
It's lip service now, because when America actually gets into a hot war, NATO is going. Look at two blue tie. Right. At two blue tie. That's when everybody gonna back up away from you and let that hit go down. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody finna go to war with you, buddy. Nobody's really finna put boots on the ground for you.
Yeah, they're about to find that out. It's gonna be America and these fake Jews against the whole world. And America and them fake Jews about to get it because they about to get because everybody within a 3,000-4,000 mile radius of where they are. I hate them for the most part.
They surround
And the only reason they don't fuck with them was because of America. And America gonna be too busy taking his own hits. They ain't gonna be able to help you. And they gonna find out how small and weak they really are. They're not as strong as they think they are. They're gonna find it out the hard way.
The saints are out there reading the roll on these Edomite and his what he done done. It's like I said, a court of law. He said, let's look at his rap sheet. And they done rolled it out and it's still rolling out on the motherfucker.
So like real quick, just back up what the elder said, Job 20:22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. So all that he's doing right now, so making his new world order, all this crap, and
like that devil said that the Bible was fake news.
Right.
Said that's been fake news for thousands of years. The Bible, for example.
Right.
I was like, you piece of shit. You fake news.
Blasphemous.
The devil just said that the Most High was the devil. Some dude on TikTok. He said the Most High is the devil because he killed all these people and stuff like. Then the who did the response on the book? I think it was the elder Matazai, Maryland Alliance. He did the video on him. He said he cut him. He said he told the Lord warned you about your wickedness and you continue doing it. That's why you got put to death. The Lord ain't no liar and deceiver because he tried to use the scriptures that he a liar and destroyer.
He doing that because he know he going into slavery.
Yeah, man.
He's trying to blame the Most High, man.
In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that word wicked is actually not, it's the Hebrew word amal, which means laborers, sufferers, toilers. The people, the grunts, the ones, the people who are at the bottom not prospering off your shit, which is majority of the planet. See, right now, what they don't understand is majority of the people on the planet are in dire straits. Majority of the world is a third world fucking country.
That's right.
All right. Matter of fact, we went back to that little here right here, so-called African Americans, $35,000 a year. How can you survive off of $35,000 a year?
Especially by today's terms.
You can't. You can't. But see, what they won't tell you is that the collage of the average American and so-called white American, man, the brother hit it. I was driving past Indiana coming back from Michigan, and literally I saw a trailer park. And when I saw this trailer park, it looked like the Gary, Indiana trailer park. Good. When you see Gary, Indiana, and you look at the buildings, if you just like you go into your Chicago neighborhoods, and you see some house broken down, boarded up house boarded up, whatever. There is house boarded, house boarded, burnt. It's so bad. I'm driving through and I'm seeing going past the trailer parks, and I'm seeing how do you have boarded up and then dilapidated trailer parks? Like, what the fuck?
They got them like that in Harvey.
It's so
Harvey,
bad.
Blue
Harvey
Island,
is Gary. Harvey looks like Gary. It's horrible. And that is starting to come into your cities.
Yeah,
that's starting to come into everywhere.
Like you said, in those areas you just talked about, it's white people live in those things.
Oh yeah.
It's Edomite. It used to be the suburbs. It used to be the prime time.
Yeah, Jake don't live in them rundown trailer parks.
No.
You know, Jake do be in the mobile homes, but a lot of the mobile homes that's like in Harvey, Blue Island, Riverdale, a lot of those are Edomite because it's so cheap to live in them. Like I said, another one by my mother's house. Ain't nothing but Edomites in there. You know what I mean? Them up like the brothers say, they run down the green, the fucking shingles and shit falling off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you go to hey in Indianapolis. You go to Indianapolis. You know how you see Jake all bugged out on the street. In Indianapolis, only thing you really see is Esau like that. You don't see Jake all bugged out. You see Esau fucked up. You know, hallelujah. Hey, look. Hey, I work with an Edomite, man. This dude was 19 years old. He's a fucking meth head. This dude was 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. I said, you motherfuckers really out here off the shit out here. And they like, yeah, the Esau out there depressed. All right, they depressed. They fucking women ain't dealing with them. All right, they homosexuals. Hey, Esau don't even want no damn woman, man. Hey, what the scriptures say, they desire not women. You know what I'm saying? They desire not a woman. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Esau, it's over for you. Hey, look, you pushing everything that's contrary to your how about Shemal Shai. What the fuck, you didn't think it was gonna be a recompense behind it? You know, the scriptures say the wages of sin is death. Hey, nigga, you gotta pay that price, big dog.
The evil soul shall destroy him that hath.
That's right. And now she's saying that it's an Edomite woman I'm dealing with. I was talking to her. She said the reason why we don't like our men because they don't treat us right. She said the reason why we go to the black men because they treat us good. And not only that, treat us good. You know, we actually show love to them. She said the Edomite men don't show no love to them.
Because they don't really want no woman. They don't want no woman.
You said they don't desire women. That's how they women feel. That's why they come there.
Hey, the scriptures say.
It's like we dote on them, bro. We
right.
First of all, the Lord told us to be fruitful and multiply. We took that to the umpteenth. That's the only thing the Lord ain't ever got mad at us for. Because we fruitful multiply.
But Esau punished us for created laws to destroy your life when you do it.
That's right.
And made life impossible for you to support when you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the scripture? The curses that was on thee shall now pass into that.
And it's funny because it's a perfect blend because here it is, you done fucked yourself up. You done gave all these women all these rights. You done exalted your women over you. So guess what? We don't need to be the nigga to come in and take care of them. We don't gotta take care of them.
They got the money.
They got all the money, man.
You take care of them.
Right. Hey, this nigga Bill Gates, his wife left him. Jeff Bezos, his wife left him. Okay? And guess what they doing? They doing nigga dick. They doing, and not the regular nigga dick, not a doctor, okay?
They fucking with Jake.
Pookie and fucking Ray Ray.
Hey, I'm gonna say this story. I'm gonna say.
They getting the landscaper. They getting that burrito.
Hey, what's crazy is, I think I mentioned this before, but I played a game with it. I played a game with a Jake, and Jake was telling me how he been busting his ass laying concrete. He talking about he went to this rich Edomite crib. She had a big ass estate, and they was laying concrete at a crib. And he said, man, he said, I wore her ass out. She said, you want to come in, don't you? He said, yeah, I want to come in. And she said, come ride with me. Jumped on the cart. That's how big their estate was. They had a golf cart to ride around the property. He said, man, she drove him somewhere. He wore her ass out on the cart. And she said she gave them money. She said, you keep $300 for yourself and give the rest of them $100 a piece. So, hey, Esau, she just threw the box at him.
Them Edomites go to Jamaica.
Yeah,
They saw Richard Dread. Wild ass Benjaminites down there.
I learned about that in like 1999. Maybe 98, 99. I used to work with a guy who was a renter dread. Right? Big swole dude named West, Big West. And West was a Benjamite from Jamaica. All right, and West was in Jamaica, and he was a bouncer in 720 with me. All right, yeah, you know, him and DJ, they were only, you know, they was you had, I think DJ was a Levite, and he was a Benjamite, man, and they used to call West the Predator. Because he was so big and he had them big dreads, you know, the Israelites used to call him the Predator. Okay. He was this big old black dude with these big old dreads, but West used to go back every year for the big season just to do the renter dread shit. And I remember talking to one of my clients, a little Greek chick that I was training, and I don't even know how renter dread came up, but she knew all about it. And then it's funny because we were, you know, in a conversation, and then all of a sudden that awkward silence came. Because then because it was like,
realize, you know.
Right? I was like, oh, okay.
Even when I was in
and then I'm like, but haven't you been married for 15 years?
So that was in the middle.
But when I was in London, in London living at a hostel, you know, years ago before the truth, that's all I did. It was a Rolodex of bitches coming in and out of coming to visit. All they coming to do is when the motherfucker go out of town and to go visit, they're fucking someone. And then to the point, if they go over their whole trip and they didn't get what they want, your ass be like, hey, come on, I gotta get something out of this motherfucking trip. Right? That's the nature of these bitches out here.
Especially Esau.
Because that's the ones who do it. They're the loosest. They're the loosest.
Esau paying for it. These nigga women go out of town.
They give it for free.
But the nigga women do it too. We all seen the video.
That's what I'm saying.
We all seen the video.
Nigga women just throwing their pussy out there.
Like the one chick that went out there and
yes, this day number one.
And she
day
got
number two.
She got on YouTube and on social media. No, 20.
Damn.
She said at least 20 men were in the room. And then there was one dude came in was ugly.
Oh yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah, start trying to save herself.
You know,
I gotta have some standards.
Wake up. These women nowadays, they let niggas shit on their ass too.
Oh,
I just saw
They
a TikTok.
shit on their ass.
Bro, you can't make this up, Shikari. I just saw a tick. This shit is foul, bro. I saw a TikTok thing. The bitch had a towel in, and this caption read, "When you just shit on that thing, no, the bitch shit on him, but then he wanna fuck." And she hands him a towel, wipe it off, and they go back to it. They shitting on each other. It's some freaky shit going on.
That's some nasty shit.
Like, do these nice up.
and that's
I mean, what fucking pleasure do you want with hot fucking feces on your ass?
Stinky.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Hot feces.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
They got demons
What's going on, bro? Shiza.
Hey, Cat Williams just brought it out, man. He just did a video. He was talking about, these bitches that come to Dubai.
Oh yeah.
Instagram, they get shot on, bro. That means hoe.
You can't say Dubai without saying dude.
and bye.
No, that shit real.
Brother, not exactly how the scripture of Mataz did, and then so does Kanasi.
Bring it out, bro.
Please.
This is
This is the shit out of me.
that this is because you made a statement about how these basically other kings and merchants they dealt with Esau in America and all that, right? And how basically they're all going to lament at the end of the day. This is Revelation. What is this? 18. I'm gonna start at 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, and famine, and that she's talking about America.
Yep.
And she, you want me to start up?
Yeah.
This is Revelation 18 and 6. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she had filled to her double.
So Esau pretty much is gonna get double from the Lord, man. All right, hey, look, did not we get? Hey, the Lord punished us. We got double from the Lord, and you're gonna get double of what you did to us, man. All right, hey, you broke us down to literally nothing, man. You're still breaking us down.
Patience in the faith of the saints.
To do it, to go through it, to trust in Yahweh Shema Shine, and hey, this is what you said is gonna happen, so we understand it, we know it now. So hey, all we can do is just pray and hope and keep doing the work and hope that you keep strengthening us and we get through it.
And shit, was watching a show the other day. They tried to show the little reparations thing. It really be unrighteous for many parts because you would have the confusion facing. You have Northern Kingdom wouldn't get no types of parts in it, and it's still not enough. Because for one, this economy is in shambles, and it's still not enough for you raping children, you raping our family, man. It's double.
That's why it got to be paid by blood.
We don't want your reparations. We want the kingdom.
That's right, man.
And that basically that means we want your ass. You can't print enough fake money to pay us, man.
I got a precept for you. This Jeremiah 30.
We like the Predator. You remember that scene when Reese told the chick, "You want to come with me, live?" He said, "It will not stop. It will not rest. You don't have fear. It don't fear pain. It doesn't have pity." That's how we're gonna be, man. Daniel 7 and 18. Read what you have, Saint Benjamin.
This is Jeremiah 30 and verse Salakia. God damn.
Is it 17?
Is that it?
After yep.
Yep, that's it. The water. You remember that's It's Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they devoured thee shall be devoured, and all thy adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord. And the word reparations means to repair, to heal. Okay? So for us to get reparations, that would mean that we have to rule over you. You got to go in captivity under us.
That's
right. Right?
That's right.
If I may add, and the Lord said, and the only way the land can be cleansed is that blood, by the blood of Jesus. So first of all, if you want true reparations, I need a billion, a couple of billion pints of blood from a whole bunch. You Edomites don't know how many long times.
For I will restore health unto thee, and will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, "This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." All right, so we don't want your fiscal reparations, man. All right, we want to put some money out there. Hell yeah, give it to us. But we want real reparations. We're just taking over your ass. All right, look, reparations will not really. Reparations will benefit you more than us, because the money goes back to you.
We would spend it on you.
Your economy,
right?
Your GDP would increase because niggas is the biggest consumer on the planet,
right? Because they gonna go out and buy houses, cars, buildings,
everything.
Right? They gonna go down the Jewelers Row and make the small houses even wealthier.
And guess what? The true reparations will never been repaired because without my own fucking land, I'm not repaired.
Right. So save your apologies, man, because you got 1,000 years to apologize.
I got one too. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. Therefore, where thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest thy enemies 1,000 times more. To the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. When we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy. So, Khan, brother, the 1,000 times more, man. It's gonna be living. You're gonna literally be. It's gonna be hell on earth for you, man.
Big Eye, you have a scripture?
Yeah, Big Eye had one. Then
I still have one too yet. Real quick. You never got yours either?
No, I never got my
Okay. Oh, you still holding that? Okay.
This is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that was spoiled, that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
That's right.
And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
And see, that's the second
So
time that
nice
came
that
out.
read twice.
That's
Can't,
right.
can't
That's
wait.
the spirit.
It can't wait until that is applied.
Yes, sir.
All right, next scripture.
Big out.
It's Joel 3:4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense?
And see, the Lord said, ain't nothing you can do to pay this back. It's not enough money on the planet. First of all, I don't want your cankered ass James dollars and cents, because that's not real money.
I don't
Your
want his
gold.
gold.
I don't want your tungsten gold. I don't want none of that shit. Matter of fact, just
I
how
don't
King
want they-
Solomon, with a fly landing on the gold, they'll have to smelt it. Edomite touched the gold. We need to smelt it. We need to smelt it because he touched it. It's contaminated.
Wait,
Elder Wright, the Lord said in Psalm the 50th chapter, he said the whole earth is mine. He said if I was hungry, I wouldn't even tell you.
Hey,
He said I own all the beasts of the field.
Right, these people have to go, man. It's in Tennessee, the Republicans are advancing a marry little kids bill, man.
Yeah.
To allow them to
Very
marry,
little.
to allow them to marry children of any
Yeah,
age.
damn.
They're doing it right now in Tennessee as we speak, man. So we know the Lord is on his way
Yep.
to destroy this place, man. And so, and then people want to think that anyone that talked about Pizzagate, it was a conspiracy.
No,
Hey.
that-
Go ahead, bring out the next
It was
scripture.
more
You
than
got-
big out scripture.
It's more. You want to bring it out. Finish.
And then now the Zach was still holding his too, and then Canasta too as well.
And if you recompense me,
Hypnotized, gotcha.
and if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return the recompense upon your own head? You know, hey, there ain't no way that Esau gonna be able to pay the Lord back.
He can't.
hey, God.
He can't.
I mean, everything is tainted, anyways. You know, it's all blood money, blood gold, blood silver, and then it ain't even 99% gold because they put other things in it to make it hard. I don't want that shit. I want the gold in the powder form to melt it down into a bar. I don't want you to put they put all type of shit in the shit to make it hard. It's not even real gold, man. They fucked it up, man.
It's funny you say that, you know, because they blood money, blood this, blood that, blood that. It's like, hey, you was a vampire and you drained, and guess what? I'm not going to drain enough blood out of you and let you live. I want all your blood.
I want all of it,
I want
everything.
all of it.
Yeah,
He
can.
just murdered you. He sucked you dry.
That's it.
Next scripture. Next scripture.
I got 3 in the chamber real quick. This is Numbers 35 and 33.
You got 3 in the chamber? Don't finish his. No. To let Mom Zaki finish his. And then you brothers go.
Revelation.
We got you, brother.
18 and 7 now. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Yes.
And that's talking about America. So much torment and sorrow give her.
That's it.
For she saved
So it's
her.
like so as much as she lived delicious, give her just as much torment.
Yes,
See
sir.
what they
Ooh, they lived well.
It's I'm saying that say a lot in one little phrase. That spoke a lot.
You ever see those villas in the south of France, or those villas along
Yeah,
the
up on the
coast of,
peninsula.
in Greece?
Yeah.
And not only have that villa that's facing the Mediterranean, but then they got that big ass yacht. You know, that $10 million yacht.
Right.
It's full that's big as a damn house. You know,
Hey.
Fucking one of these skyscrapers down there.
right? You know.
That's it.
See, y'all don't know how. A lot of people at the bottom don't know how the top really live. I used to when I lived in LA, and you go to and you be around Hollywood, and you see the opulence, then you know most niggas have a clue. The shit they show you on TV is a smidgen.
Driving
Oh,
through
a
Northern
smidgen.
California, brother.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Come on, brother. I seen that.
Man, driving through Northern California, through Marin
Yes.
County,
Yes.
through the city of Martinez, Walnut Creek, Pleasant Hill, Dublin,
San Diego.
what do they call that place? The
Crescent City.
Black Valley of the Black Man.
They don't know.
Man, it was
They
like
don't
you
know.
in a movie, on a movie set.
Yes. Yes, and until you
they
know,
have lived deliciously.
man, man, you got a water slide to go into your own pool with a waterfall overlooking the cliff that goes down over 1,000 feet with the shit you're up on top with a 12 fucking car garage. Y'all don't know how someone, and that's a small peon. That's a peon. Y'all don't. And see, we sit here and see the glimpses here and there. Y'all don't know how Esau get down.
Esau
right?
don't even live amongst common people. Esau will go. That's why he has everybody in
Gated
like,
communities.
In gated communities. He has everybody inside these urban cities. Everybody's packed together, but you go out like 2-3 hours out, and he has all types of estates out there. You don't want to be around no common people.
Acres. Build house to house, so he may be alone, man.
Not only that, you know, there a lot of people, a lot of these Edomites, they especially before they tore down the private landing strip, that little airport that was over over there next to the planetarium. Man, the people, the rich people that live in Valparaiso. You know, Indiana, Valparaiso. That's where the wealthiest people in Indiana. The wealthiest people in Indiana live in Valparaiso and around that area. All right, and those people, they would come to Chicago for the weekend to stay in their luxury condo that they have downtown overlooking the water. They would fly in just to hang out here for the weekend. And fly back. You know, and I used to service and deal with people like that.
Hour drive, not even an hour drive. You're flying.
30 minutes. Ben Canassa lived out there in St. Charles. And 5, 8, $12 million houses. They had an airport out there.
Yep.
Okay, they had an airport that ran down.
Private, clearly.
It was private. And
You got one in Lance?
the owner of the Toronto Raptors had a fucking DC-9 that was out there that had been refurbished, and you could see the silver plane with the Raptor on the side.
Hey, brother, let me tell you something. I've been up north over there
Niggas
by
got jets.
from Glencoe to Barrington Hills and so forth, and I'm driving and I'm doing a drop off, doing back in the the days in Uber days.
Highland Park.
I'm driving in there. There's an airport in the neighborhood where you're driving, the signage says basically watch out for single craft planes. They will fly in and land, fly the plane on the street because it's wide enough to their garage in their backyard. They had, that's how it is out there where they can fly in, bam, take their little single engine, what the bam, take it to their own house and park it in their motherfucking shit.
They had a damn plane garage.
Yeah,
for the garage
they
for the
got,
plane.
and as a whole neighborhood,
Sure, got there and the other shit too.
all that shit. We don't know,
But you know what though?
That is,
They're
bro.
going down because
That's right.
that area over there.
That shit roll sale.
Where the
Damn.
where the steel mill used to be, where they built that road to come around over there.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what that neighborhood was to be.
Right.
And then the 2008
recession
crash came and it just messed them all
And my
up.
sister asked what was wrong with that because when we went around to drop you off, whatever, she was like, what's, and we was on our way back to Margaritas.
fucking park
She was
over
like,
there, man.
what is this over here? What's they? Because you can see they've started development and
it
all
stopped.
development stopped right in the
Right.
halfway. But that's
That's right.
indicative of America. They were up all the way up to the point because people keep forgetting. The
Yeah,
scripture says they should be building, they should be still giving over in marriage, they should be giving these things the last days, but then the Lord's going to put that hammer down and stop that shit. We're in the middle of that hammer coming down.
That's
All right,
right.
throw it down.
Let him bring out the scripture. You've been waiting. There's some more. Come on, brother, bring it out.
And it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death, mourning, famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire.
That's it.
For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off, for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore.
That's it.
There it is. Goodbye, Miss American Pie.
That's right.
Bring out the scripture, brother.
God, hold on. This is chapter 2. I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna read down to like 8. It's yea, also because he transgressed our wine.
Wait, call it again,
And
brother.
I'm hearing too much side chat.
Bring it out again, brother.
This Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna start at 5 and read down to 8. Ye also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, need to keep it at home. For a larger his desire is hell, and is as death, it cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap into him all people. Should not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increased that which is not his? How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay, because he in that debt, and all these nations is about to come against him now, you know, and it's happening.
They are coming against him.
You know, because he wanted to heap into him all these people. Now people is tired of him, especially with the MOTD trying to bring out. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them? And
See, when you a snake and you raise up other motherfuckers to be a snake, see, now you gotta watch out for all these snakes that you just raised up. Alright? And that's what Esau got nothing but he made a whole nother snake and snake culture. And guess what? Now all these snakes are after his ass.
All these snakes are this motherfucker's plane.
Yep. I got one more verse. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So you got to get judged for that. Everybody about to see
and if he was a wise man, you know, he would have destroyed this book.
That's it.
All right. Somebody sent me a TikTok with a funny ass song talking about stay out of black folks' business, and it's got the the King James Bible. So you should have never picked up and touched that book. But bring that,
and that's absolutely right.
So I got to in the chamber real quick. I'm gonna just read the three scriptures.
Just go ahead, brother.
This is Numbers 35 and 33.
And we wrapping it up after those two, brothers. So finish it up.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but the blood of him that shed it. So they gotta pay for what they gotta do
with their blood.
And the fucked up part about it is that's not just here in America.
That's everywhere.
Worldwide. That's worldwide.
Everywhere.
That's the so-called Latin countries. That's the so-called Northern American countries.
Islands.
The islands.
And the people that no longer in Tasmania.
That's who?
This Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
They don't talk about this scripture right here. They give you the heathen for your inheritance. How they gonna get into the kingdom then? Vocab. How are you all these heathens in the kingdom when the Lord said they gonna be your inheritance? So I got you. You're my inheritance, but you next to me with your own shit.
They gonna be there. Remember that with the service interest.
Absolutely.
One round in the back.
I got another one. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
There it is.
So they gotta pay for whatever their forefathers done and what they done. Period.
Hey,
And the grenade, Psalms 83rd chapter.
Hey, sit down. I hated blood. Even blood shall pursue thee.
Ooh, that was
and now blood is all after your ass.
That ain't going nowhere. Alright?
Right.
Alright, you talk about your GDP and all that shit. Nah, the Lord counted every drop of blood, buddy.
That's right.
That's it.
They got that tab that they ran up.
It's still staring you in your face, nigga. Elephant in the room.
And that's why you have these group of people on that video, all these different Christians talking about we're gonna fast from whiteness. And it was a whole, different clips from Edomites in church talking about how bad white people have been, and we need to atone, and we got, and you do need to atone. But saying I'm sorry is not gonna do it.
How can you fast from whiteness? Hey, fasting.
First of all, there's no such thing as whiteness.
Right.
That's so how you gonna fast from something that don't exist?
Right,
your ass is the red ass Edomite.
Right, you fasting from your privilege. That means you will go to Jake and empty out your bank account too.
Guess what? This new video just came out. It's an Edomite preacher He came out and said, we the Edomites and we got privileges.
Yep.
There it is. Send that to me.
I was to say, I need
So
that.
with that,
can I play the last?
Oh, come.
10 seconds.
No, let it play about 3 or 4 times. It's only like 2 or 3 seconds long. But the point.
Confirm the limits of American influence, and our allies like Saudi Arabia are drifting away, signaling the end of the American era. The United States is a declining power. The withdrawal in Afghanistan exposed American weaknesses. The invasion of Ukraine confirmed the limits of American influence. And our allies like Saudi Arabia are drifting away, signaling the end of the American era.
And some of them are small hats.
Is a declining power. The withdrawal in Afghanistan exposed American weaknesses. The invasion of Ukraine confirmed the limits of American influence. And our allies like Saudi Arabia are drifting away, signaling the end of the American era.
And you see the little caption.
Uh-oh.
Come on. No, man. It's over. It's over, homie. Hey, so with that, man, we're going to give all praises, all glory and honor
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Wa-a-ba-ba-ba.
Turn those